before the year is out, maybe even break that intraday high of... All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. We're here to talk about all things investing, and today I want to talk to you about a company called Hut8, which is a Bitcoin mining company, and then give a brief update on what Bitcoin is doing right now. So just for perspective, this is a list of Bitcoin and some Bitcoin mining stocks to show what's happening today. At the moment, Bitcoin's at around $49,600. It has been right above and below $50,000. It's crossed above $50,000 several times over the last few hours, and it's been in this range for 8 or 9 hours now. So that's a big move up from where it's going. At the end of the video, I will go through my Bitcoin analysis. So Bitcoin's up about 1.7%. Bitfarms is up about 1.5%. Hut is up 12.5% at the moment. Marathon's up 3.5%. Riot's up 1%. Bit Digital is up 2%. CleanSpark is up 3%. It's about 10:45 on September 2nd. So Bitcoin has pulled back over the last half an hour, and a lot of these miners have pulled back. They're all still green. It's completely a green day at this point. We'll see how it ends. I'm sure that largely depends on Bitcoin. But the big news is that one of these things is not like the others, and that thing is Hut. It is up 12.5% right now. It's been up, I believe, as high as 16% on the day, and we'll have to see what the rest of the day brings. But it's crossed over a key point, so I want to go through the Hut chart. And I also want to show you some news. Hut released their August mining results. So they were excellent. So for perspective, I just want to quickly show you their press release for July production. This is the first month that they did a full-blown press release like this. Now they've done it again in August. I love this. It's very transparent. More and more of the miners are going to this type of a formula where they're letting us know what happened instead of us having to guess or wait. So in July, they mined 300 Bitcoin. That was an average of 9.7 Bitcoin per day. That destroyed their all-time record. Although they hadn't been giving us monthly totals, they'd been giving us year-to-date type totals. And so it looked like they had been averaging around closer to 200 Bitcoin a month. In July, they did exactly 300 Bitcoin. So that sets us up for what happened in August. Here is the August mining production highlights. 326 Bitcoin mined, resulting in an average production of 10.5 Bitcoin per day. They mined more Bitcoin, so this is their new record all-time production, and the amount they mined per day went up to 10.5. So I think there was a little bit of a mystery going on. We know that the difficulty level had gotten to an all-time low in July, and everybody's July numbers were just out of this world. So the question was, were people going to keep up that pace, or as the difficulty level continued to creep up, which it did, was that going to have a big impact? So the answer for these guys is they actually increased the amount that they mined. So, and you'll see they did add some machines, but it was a relatively small addition. They've been having slow and steady growth. We'll talk more about their growth trajectory later. So let's go through the rest of this. Next bullet point, 100% of self-mined Bitcoin were deposited into custody as of August 31st, consistent with Hut8's HODL strategy. So Hut8, I think, has held every Bitcoin that they've mined in the year 2021. That leads us to the next bullet point. Total Bitcoin balance held in reserve, 4,450 as of August 31st, 2021. So they have a massive balance of Bitcoin on their balance sheet. I think they're second to only Marathon Patent Group in the number of Bitcoin that they have on their balance sheet. So that makes their balance sheet extremely strong, and obviously they are bullish on Bitcoin. So they are holding. At the moment, Bitcoin is trending in the right direction. Over the last month and a half, it went from a low of $29,000 to it crossed $50,000 today. So Bitcoin's very volatile. I don't have a crystal ball. None of us know where it's going in the future, but I am also bullish on Bitcoin. So clearly they're keeping every single Bitcoin that they're mining. I think that investors like that a lot. It doesn't necessarily show up so much on the income statement. So there's a lot of built-in additional equity there because just from an accounting standpoint, you don't get to mark your Bitcoin up as their value increases. So there's some additional value on their balance sheet that really isn't reflected in the financial statements. So lastly, last bullet point, they received and installed 1,025 net new micro BT machines, adding 92 petahash per second to production rate. So that's the same amount that they added in the month of July. So that is some slow and steady growth. Having said that, they already have purchase orders in place to significantly increase their mining operations to the extent of a potential double or triple from what they're doing right now. So then they say the installation of additional MicroBT 30S machines in August brings Hut8's installed hash rate to 1.37 exahash. Accordingly, despite recent upward network difficulty adjustments, we continued to mine approximately 9 to 10 Bitcoin per day. So there's one more thing they talk about in this press release, and it's something that they do that's a little bit different than most of the other Bitcoin miners. There are a few that do this as well. They purchased a significant amount of Ethereum mining machines. So what they do is they mine Ethereum and then they get paid out in Bitcoin from their mining efforts in Ethereum. We remain encouraged that our previously announced strategy of mining the Ethereum network with these CMPs while settling in Bitcoin will provide compelling economics, with a total cost per Bitcoin expected to be under 3,000 Canadian dollars. So that is the lowest number per Bitcoin that I have seen across any mining company so far. So that's about $2,400 or $2,500 US dollars. So if Bitcoin is currently trading at or about 50,000 US dollars, if they're mining these for $2,500, that gross margin is mind-boggling. This would seem to be one of the reasons that Hut8 is so severely outpacing all the other miners right now. So you saw on the list today, everybody else was up 1 or 2 or 3%, and Hut8 was up 12.5 when we looked. It had been up as much as 16. We'll check it one more time before the end of the video, although by the time you guys see this, it'll be somewhere else altogether. Okay, so this is Hut8's chart. Let's take a look at what's happening. You'll see that that green circle is yesterday. So it was trading anywhere from about $7.74 up to as high as $8.41. So yesterday I went through an analysis of Bitcoin and showed, according to the chart that I put together, it was at a real inflection point and it was looking to go either one way or the other. We felt like it was going to be going up. So as it turns out, that is what happened. So it took a pretty dramatic turn to the upside today, and although it seems to be pulling back a little bit right now, it was comfortably at 50,000 for quite a while. So Hut8 has had a massive reaction to that. So as I'm looking at this chart right now, Hut8 is still up 13.69%. Most of the miners are up more like 1 or 2 or 3% today. So it is outpacing the rest of the miners dramatically. In addition to that, it has reached a line that I think if it can hold and stay above today and close above, it stands a chance at making a run at its all-time high. Okay, so what you're looking at is the Hut8 chart. Now, this is their NASDAQ chart. They were trading over the counter in the United States up until, I think, late June. So this is their June through now September 2nd chart trading on the NASDAQ. There's a yellow line that I've drawn at $10.50, and I think it may have actually been $10.39, and then another yellow line that I drew at $13. Back on February 22nd of this year, Hut8 stock had spiked up to $13. So it touched $13 intraday. It closed the day, I have $10.50 here as a yellow line, but I think it closed the day at $10.39. So the 13 is a little bit of a fake out. I'm calling, $10.50 is their all-time high for a close on the day. So that's what I'm looking for them to try to compete with. And I think if they can stay above $9 here today, and again, they are up almost 14% on the day. So it took quite a bit even to get up to this $9 level. But as I'm speaking, they're at $9.23. And I think if they can stay above the $9 level and Bitcoin stays healthy, I think that Hut8 stands a legitimate chance of trading up to what I'm calling its all-time high at $10.50, and then possibly before the year is out, maybe even break that intraday high of $13. So this is some short-term analysis. Obviously, today is a giant spike. Now we're up 14.3% as we're talking. I just want to show you what Hut8 has done recently. It touched this line of support on August 19th, which was just a little bit less than 2 weeks ago. So from that point to today's high through the day, they're up over 60% in the last 2 weeks. So this is a massive, massive momentum play right now. And I think that they've got more momentum left. If they can close above this $9, I do think people are looking to push towards that all-time high. So I don't have a crystal ball, and this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and see what you think of this chart and how this makes sense to you. The way I look at this chart, it looks to me like there's a very legitimate chance that this can keep running up. 60% up in 2 weeks is a giant run. Ordinarily, you may expect a pullback from there, and we may get a little pullback on a temporary basis, but I think this one's going to keep running. That's my opinion. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart for just 1 minute, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so it's 11 o'clock right now on the trading day, and Bitcoin is at $49,426. So you will see that is off of its highs of somewhere around $50,400 just a few hours ago. It's actually down about $1,000 from that at the moment. So we're going to have to see, is this just a little correction on its way up to 51,000, or did we reach a peak here and it's turning back around? I had put a video together yesterday, so you can watch that video if you want. Bitcoin was right here at the time we did our video yesterday, and we talked about it breaking out of this short-term downtrend and breaking through this $48,000 line of resistance, and then maybe making a run at $51,000. So my personal target price for Bitcoin has been $51,000 for the last few weeks. Let's see if it can keep its momentum and get there. If it does, I think Hut8 will run right up along with it. I am invested in Hut8 as well as several other of the Bitcoin mining stocks for full disclosure. So those are my thoughts on Hut8 and on Bitcoin. Best of luck, and we will see you in the next video.